Well, hello, Masterminders. Welcome to the second edition of your Faire case study. As a friendly reminder, we do monthly case studies, so the only time we'll really be getting into Faire is really this month. And as the months progress, we're going to have a ton of new stuff for you guys and a ton of new goodies that we case study in the background. This can be anything to do with new products that we're testing out, new ways to make more profit, or just fun new ways to just get really involved and make print on demand super interesting. And as a friendly reminder, if for some reason the screen goes blank or you can't see it, you can simply log out and log back in. If you have technical questions about your store, we can always talk to you guys with a little one-on-one. Simply send us an email to rachelreports@gmail.com. In fact, I have sent many of you guys one-on-one video tutorials on how to do certain things, and I am more than welcome to do that. We will be posting a transcription and a video replay within 24 to 48 hours. So thank you so much for your patience. And if for some reason you cannot attend any of the webinars, we will have a replay for you. I know many of us have different time zones and a lot going on, and that's simply okay. So remove all your distractions, get your notebooks out, and let's get started. So in Faire 1.1, you have learned wholesale marketing opportunities, types of different products that you can sell that buyers want to buy in bulk amounts. So this is all about wholesale pricing and selling. It's a little different than Amazon and Etsy. So we're not really focused on selling just one product. We're going to be focused on selling 5, 10, or 20 products. We also showed you the 3 types of ways to list products on Faire. And this is just a simple recap. If you guys want to go back to the replay, you'll have that in your members area in Kajabi. We also showed you guys our super easy results, which are growing, and an easy integration strategy with Shopify, and also how to get started. So fun fact is I ended up opening my own Faire account over the weekend, and it was super easy. So I had been testing out Rachel's account, and now I'm testing out an account of my own, and I just find the process super fun. And in today, you will learn in 1.2, editing your shop settings, pricing, and actually fulfilling an order, which is all super easy. We're also going to be talking about creating wholesale products and super fun phrases that you can apply to many different products in an evergreen fashion. We will also be sharing how we saved a 3-star review from becoming a 3-star forever and changing that into a 5-star review. I know many of us sometimes when we start a print on demand shop, we sometimes get that negative review, and it's not the end of the world. In fact, Rachel teaches us how to resurrect these 3-star reviews and make them 5 stars again, which is super awesome. And I'm also going to be showing you guys some Faire marketing promotional tools that you can use down the road. So the question of the day is, have you guys been able to apply to Faire yet? I'm super curious, and a simple yes or no will do. I know many of you guys have and have already been approved, which is quite amazing. And I'm super excited for you guys to add this to your list of print-on-demand platforms that you can sell on. Allison says, yes, yippee, yay, awesome. I'm so happy that many of you guys have been able to apply, and I find the process not that difficult. If you guys have any questions whatsoever about the process, please reach out and we will be able to hold your hand along the way and get you started. And then Laura says that she applied, but she's still waiting to be approved, and that's okay. It can take around 1 to 2 weeks or more to be approved. If you are an international seller, it could take a little bit longer just because they do approve the applications one by one. And it's a relatively new platform, so it's not as easy as just applying to Etsy, but it can be seen as a good thing. So that means when you're on the platform, it should be fairly easy. No pun intended. Allison says her store went live today. That's amazing. All right, you guys. And then for at least one of you that have a shop, my question was, have you listed at least one item on Faire yet? And if you haven't listed an item on Faire yet, that's okay. It's super simple and it shouldn't take that long if you have the Shopify integration. If you don't have the Shopify integration, manually listing is also an amazing option. So I wanted to talk to you guys about the differences between a Faire shopping account versus a brand account, because when we first started on Faire, we didn't really understand the differences, and it's actually really simple. So Faire has two types of accounts that you will sign up for using your email. It's a lot different than on Etsy, where on Etsy we can buy and sell under the same email. With Faire, you will want to have your own brand account that you sell items on under one email. And optionally, if you want to shop on Faire or check out the competition and see what other people are selling, you will then apply to your own Faire shopping account. So please, when you sign up to Faire, keep in mind that there are different links. You will see apply to brand account, and that will mean creating your own store. So please just ensure that you are using the correct link. And if you want to sign up as a shopper, you can also buy some fun wholesale products from other retailers. This is a really fun incentive because when you sign up, I believe they do give you around $100 to sign up for Faire. I will double check that in a little bit here. When you guys reach your brand portal, that is where you will be selling your wholesale items, and you won't be able to access any of the other stores or look at the other stores under your shopping account. So they're completely different, just so we're super clear and not confused. And again, when you log onto Faire, you will see apply as a brand, as I talked about earlier, and then sign up to shop. So apply to as a brand is your own shop. That's where you sell products. And sign up to shop is a different email that you can sign up with, and that's where you can shop the different brands. So when we go into the Faire shopping account, they will have options like I talked to you about. You've got $100 off your first order. It says, welcome to Faire, enjoy $100 off any brand, and it expires in 7 days. And this is kind of a fun incentive because Faire really wants to be the wholesale platform similar to Etsy, but in a wholesale manner. So they're giving other people $100 to shop on all of these brands, which expires in 7 days. And this is going to bring a lot of traffic to other stores and new stores that apply for their brand account, which is pretty awesome. And another really interesting thing to note if you're selling on Faire is that the Faire buyers also have an option to apply to something called insider shipping, which is a $9.99 membership. So with insider shipping, the memberships pay $9.99 to get free shipping all year round, which is pretty fun and pretty neat. And I'll explain more about that later and what that means for you guys. Now let's talk about fair pricing and inventory. So for those of you that haven't applied yet or haven't been accepted to the platform yet, that's okay. You can simply rewatch this video when you're ready to create a product and to create your inventory, and it's all good. For those of you that are ready to create a product, these are really fun tips to keep in mind just so that you stay competitive with the other brands on Faire. So for Faire, you can set your wholesale order minimum to anything that you want, but since we're trying to reach that wholesale status, we really recommend making your minimum more than just one item. So you can make your minimum anything, it's really up to you, but making it more than one item can really give you a competitive advantage. So the goal here is to really keep the customer in mind. What is their mentality when they shop on Faire versus on Etsy? On Etsy, it's a one-time purchase most of the time. With Faire, it's customers that want to buy a wholesale amount of products. And also, please keep in mind, if you are adding products from your Etsy shop or your Amazon shop or any other Shopify shop, please make sure that they're from the same brand. So Faire does audits and checks to make sure that items are from the same brand. They just don't want to think that it's coming from AliExpress or any other drop shipping company. So an example is if I had 10 different Etsy shops and I had 10 different names under the Etsy shop, the Faire account that I am applying for, the name is going to be the same as the Etsy shop, and it's going to be the same as the application that I apply for. So the products under that said Etsy shop and the designs are all going to be on Faire. So please don't add any other products from any other Etsy shops to the Faire shop. That is, it all has to be cohesive. If that doesn't make any sense, please let me know. For most of us starting out, we're only going to be applying to one shop and only have, for the most part, one Etsy store. But that's just something to keep in mind in case you guys expand out in the future, to not put other brands inside of your Faire shop, just because they do audits and checks on this. So I wanted to give you guys an example of a pricing and inventory of a mug, which is doing quite well. So they have a 5-star rating. They are a top shop. And this one says happy to be. It is a coffee mug. The manufacturer suggested retail price is $22, but their wholesale price is $9. And this is quite interesting to take note that they have a case of 6. So this stands for 6 mugs, 12 mugs, 18, 24, 30. And these quantities are what you can set yourself as little or as much as you want. You can set the price however you want, but please keep in mind when you do set wholesale prices, you do want to make them a little bit less than your normal MSRP on your Etsy shop and Amazon shop, because we don't want the prices to be the same. Otherwise, that's not really selling wholesale, and Faire doesn't really love that. So please set your prices a little bit less than your normal list pricing. And did you guys have any questions about Faire pricing and setting up the quantity or the cases? If this doesn't make sense right now, it'll make a lot more sense when you're actually doing this on the platform. But if you guys have any questions, I'm going to stop right here just so I can see them in the chat box. Okay, so I don't see any questions right now, so I'm going to move forward, but if you guys do, please let me know. So we're going to head on over to talking about fulfilling orders part 1, which is incredibly easy. Once you get an order on Faire, The first thing that you're going to want to do is edit the ship by date. This can be the manufacturer's processing time. So generally adding 5+ days out should be safe. So when you get to the order screen, you are just going to edit the ship date, and then you can add 5 to 8 days away from when they ordered, because by then you'll get the tracking number. Next, like we talked about, you will just have to wait until you get the tracking number. When you get the tracking number from your manufacturer, whether you're using Custom Happy or maybe you're using Gear Bubble, you are just simply going to paste the tracking number under the order. And then this is a little different than the normal Etsy routine, but you are also going to paste the packaging cost. So this is going to be the shipping cost, and Faire covers everything when it comes to shipping. You don't have to pay for the shipping on Faire or anything. They cover it for you. So when you pay for shipping, that's going to be on the manufacturer, such as Custom Happy or Gear Bubble. They reimburse the price later on. You will be the one that has to set up the cost here and enter it yourself, and they simply just reimburse you. So again, when you fulfill your orders part 2, you will choose ship on your own, because there will be 2 choices, and one of the first choices is going to be ship with Faire. Ship with Faire is if you had inventory at your house or you have your own warehouse and you're shipping with Faire. Since we're working with print on demand, we're going to be shipping on our own. I know that sounds kind of backwards, but when we ship on our own, all we're doing is we're taking the tracking number from the manufacturer and then entering the package cost, and then Faire reimburses us. And then when they send you your payouts, the package cost is going to be added to it along with the profit that you made from the order. So I hope that makes sense. Please let me know if it doesn't. Chad says, makes sense to me. Awesome, Chad. So you guys, remember when we talked about the Faire keyword list last time, and a lot of you were like, yes, I want a keyword list, a bonus list. So Rachel's team, we did create a keyword list. I think it's a lot. It's way more than 100 keywords. So I think it's around 500 plus. And we're gonna have that in the Kajabi. If you guys want, I can also upload it on our Facebook group, so it's a lot easier. But if you haven't started on Faire, or you're just starting on Faire and you want to add some more niches and keywords to your items, we created a keyword list for you to make it super easy and simple. So someone on our team actually went in to each of the letters in the alphabet and looked up the keywords that people are actively looking for on Faire. So this is part of site engine optimization, and this gives us a little bit more of insight as to what people are searching for, versus if we were just simply listing items out of the blue and just, pulling things out of thin air. This really gives us a little bit more of an advantage to see what people are really searching for on a wholesale level. So this is really fun because I can go into the keywords right here, and let's say that I wanted to look up dad mug. I'm going to exit. I'm going to try to exit here. Okay, so let's actually get on Faire and look up the dad mug stuff. Oh, and this is the mug that I was showing you guys earlier. And not to digress too much, but as you can see, she has really amazing reviews, fantastic cards, loving these products, and pretty awesome pricing for wholesale pricing. So anything from $9 to, let's say, $9 to $10 is pretty awesome wholesale pricing, especially if her MSRP is around $22. You want to really keep this consistent with your Etsy shop and Amazon shop. So if your Amazon and Etsy shop pricing increases, you'll want to go back to Faire and change this MSRP just in case they do audit your Faire store, and you want to keep everything pretty cohesive. So let's go back and into our Faire keyword list and let's do a live example. So dad mug. And I think I saw a really fun one too, dad jokes, dad gifts. Okay, so this one says dad jokes brewed daily. This one has a really high sell-through and it's emergency dad jokes. So what this person has done is they wrote emergency dad jokes, and around their mug they have really funny jokes. And this is really easy because you can just go on Google and then type in dad jokes, and you can either have your designer make this or you can make this yourself in Canva, PicMonkey, and Photoshop. Photoshop happens to be one of my favorite software tools, and it's super easy and I love it. This one is pretty popular and it's pretty easy to make since it's just text-based and a black font. And this person has just added pause on here. And please keep in mind that when we kind of scope out the competition and see what other people are selling, we can also see their minimum that they have added in their shop, and you can set this for your shop as well. So basically, the minimum means that you are telling the customer, this is how much you have to buy on my shop to qualify for purchasing. So you would have to buy a minimum of $100 from this shop to even qualify to purchase. And if you want to not have a minimum, that's also an option as well. As you can see, this one says $0 minimum, and this one says $120 minimum. The minimums keep us a little bit safer with making a profit so that we're not just selling one mug for $10, but we're selling a bunch of them. So that just keeps everything nice and safe. So this one says, and it's coming from a top shop, I never dreamed I'd grow up to be the best dad ever, but here I am killing it. Now, this is a really awesome phrase because it's not just something that says best dad ever. What they're doing is they're saying, I never dreamed I'd grow up to be the best dad. So they're creating a phrase that they can give their dad. When he looks at it, he's going to read this and he's going to smile and he's going to laugh and he's going to think that's really funny. And apparently, since this is a top shop, they kind of know what they're doing. When we look at their listing a little bit further, you can see that they've added the keywords best dad ever, funny dad mug, funny Father's Day gifts. So they're adding the keywords. They're a top shop with 11 reviews, 5-star rating, $100 minimum to shop wholesale. So they're doing all of the right things, and they even added a few more mock-ups just to give the buyers more, visuals of what a 15-ounce mug is versus what it looks like on an 11-ounce mug. Oh, and before I forget, you guys, so I have a surprise for you that I didn't add to my slides, but our designer is finally done with the monthly free mockups that you're getting for June, and they're gonna be the jewelry mockups. I just wanted to take a second to share that with you guys because these are our free mockups for June. You can get these mockups under the Kajabi. We'll get into the Kajabi here in an hour or so, but they're super beautiful and amazing. and he made this specifically for the mastermind group. So they're not available to the normal low-hanging system course members. This is only for the mastermind members. We're gonna have fun surprises like this for you guys every single month. You know, as print on demand grows, as the course grows, we're gonna always have like fun little secret mock-ups and tidbits for you guys, which is super fun. But this isn't only the best part. The best part about this is that he also created message card jewelry PSD file mockups. So if you have Photoshop or have a program that can work with Photoshop, the PSD files, or if you have a designer, you can hire them or hire someone on Upwork to actually upload the message card jewelry designs. I don't have them with me right now, but they will be available on Kajabi, and I will make a post after the webinar for all the members that couldn't attend. So I just wanted to let you guys know that fun little surprise. All right, back to the webinar. So this is a really great example of a best dad ever mug. And then when you get your Faire keyword list, you can just go in here. Some of these don't make sense. So for example, we actually asked our keyword researcher on the team to just look up the different keywords in the alphabet. But please keep in mind, you don't have to use all of them. And please don't use all of them because certain things like Disney popped up under the search on Faire, but you obviously don't want to use that. So when you see something like this, don't use it. But when you see something like, let's say, dad mug or dad gifts or camping, like a camping mug, or 4th of July, Father's Day gifts, even farmhouse could be really awesome depending on the phrase and the font that you use. That's something that you can use. And more examples are nautical, let's see, home decor, maybe even island life, like a summer print on demand product. Let's see. There's so many different keywords. Necklace. If you wanted to sell necklaces on here, you can as well. So I know we've talked about mugs a lot, but you can certainly take something like a necklace and then sell this on Faire as well. So the sky is really the limit with what you can sell on Faire. In fact, let's take a look at the other products you can sell on here. Let's go under jewelry. Let's see if they sell message card jewelry. Oh, wow. So they do, a lot of sellers have been selling message card jewelry. So their wholesale pricing is $31.96. MSRP is $39.95. So when you guys get your mockups, you'll be able to have a Photoshop template of something like this where you can just simply add the file layer of your design under here. So that way you can show off the jewelry and you'll have the design behind the jewelry on the box. So this is super interesting. And I can already tell that you'll have a really good competitive advantage just because not a lot of sellers are selling on Faire and not a lot of them are selling message card jewelry. When you search on Etsy, a lot of them do, and you kind of have to niche down and you have to be really amazing with your keywords. But on Faire, there's a really great chance that you will stand out, especially since we're so early in here. And lastly, let's look at the travel mugs. I know Custom Happy offers travel mugs, which is really fun. Okay, this is really cool. So this says, my drinking friends have a camping problem. That's really interesting. simple font. Okay, so this is really interesting as well. So another way that we can list items on Faire could just be a simple personalization listing. So you would just end up posting a blank white background mockup with your shop's logo here as the text and more indicators of what this means. So here they have written custom logo Tumblr with an arrow. So that way it's super easy for the customer to see that they can communicate with you through messaging and add their logo. So one of the things that we didn't talk about yet is messaging. You're going to have the ability to message the buyers of your store and they're going to message you, which is really interesting because you can communicate what they want. If you develop a loyal brand, they're going to use the messaging system to talk to you about any future potential designs that they would want on as orders, which is awesome. So they have pretty amazing brand reviews, and they're selling really simple white travel mugs, minimum order of $160, and they're saying that they're fulfilling orders within 11 through 14 days, and that kind of gives them a little bit of a buffer in case processing times take a little bit longer, for example, during seasonal times during the year. So this is really great. And I think these are all the items they're selling. So they're just selling these right now. Wow, that's pretty amazing. So keeping it simple can be a really great advantage as well on Faire. All right, you guys. So now we're going to talk about how we saved a 3-star review and changed it to a 5-star review. So we did get a 3-star review from a customer on Faire, which is not the end of the world. What they had talked about was really interesting because prior to that, we got a lot of 5-star reviews talking about how amazing the packaging is. The thing is with customers, customers don't always have the same perspective. So to one customer, amazing packaging could mean something that's totally safe and taped up, and it's not going to be destroyed during the shipping process. But to another customer, good packaging could mean that it's not taped up, that it doesn't look like there's a lot of packaging around it, so that it's presentable to other customers. In this instance, this person didn't want their packaging to be super taped up, which is really interesting. But they had given us a 3-star. So you would think, okay, 3-star, what do we do? So what we had done is within 24 hours, we had messaged this customer asking them, would it be possible if we were to send you some new packaging that you could update it to a 5-star review? They had agreed to that, and they had then updated it to a 5-star review. So I know that might not be possible with all of us with print on demand. So I've added some, customer saving solutions for you guys. So depending on the customer complaint, you will just have to address the issue within 24 hours, whether it could be, the wrong product or wrong design. You will just have to message them right away. I find that time is a really big factor when it comes to getting a review back. So after you message them, it really depends on your situation. You can offer them a discount code for future orders, such as 15% off. You can talk to them about what their concerns are. They really just want to be heard. I'm a true believer that almost 85 to 95% of reviews can be resurrected, and they will be, because once you talk to a customer, you just have to ask them what they would like and offer them a solution. The worst case scenario is if you really want to turn a bad review around, you could offer them a refund. It would be at your loss, but if it's a new store, whether it's on Etsy or Amazon, I tend to also always want to offer the refund in case anything were to happen if it's a new store, just because I want to have more orders, but that's just me. All right, you guys, see if I can click back here. So again, the reasons why people leave a not so amazing review could be because of the product details and the product photo, that it doesn't align with what you're presenting online. And a simple solution to that is just ensure that the product photo aligns with what you're actually selling. So don't make the design too big on the mock-up or too small, because when they receive it, they want to receive something that they actually saw online. You also want to ensure that the product details are aligned with the manufacturer. So always looking back and seeing, for example, what the travel mug details are, or what the 11-ounce mug details are. Is it microwave safe? Is it dishwasher proof? You're going to want to add all of these things on your listing, whether it's Etsy or Amazon, or if it's Faire or a new platform, just so that the consumer is always aligned with what they are receiving in person. And another reason why they might not leave a great review are slow processing times. And I'm one to believe that we can prevent all of this just by placing announcements on our shop. So you can place announcements on Faire, just like you can place announcements on Etsy. So during the seasonal times, during the holidays, you can say that your processing times are a little bit longer due to the influx of orders that are coming in. So as long as the customers have the right frame of mind when they're buying, they usually won't leave a 3-star review. And if for any reason they do, you can always resurrect that review with our techniques. So Rachel has a bunch of amazing templates that you can use to reply to customers. Oftentimes when you're selling online, when you've been in the print on demand industry for so long, you might get a lot of the same replies on Faire as you would on Etsy and Amazon. So you can use the same type of customer service responses on Faire. In fact, Rachel has these awesome templates that you can use, and you can just simply copy and paste them. So I'm going to exit out of here really quick just so I can copy and paste this link for you guys in the chat box. And this is going to be in the chat box section. Okay, you guys. Next. So when you click on the link, you're going to be taken to this page of 10 script templates for tricky customer service scenarios. And these are awesome because they talk about templates that you can just simply copy and paste. I know for Etsy, there's a messaging system where you can store all of these templates. And when you create a message, all you have to do is either change the details or the name. And it's super simple because these templates save you time. And as we know, time means money. So these are really awesome to just copy and paste. If you're not on Etsy, you can also just save this as a notepad on your computer. So whenever you get messages on Amazon or on Faire, you can just copy these and then paste them. The customer templates talk about when products arrived, if a product is late, how to tactfully let customers know the mistake was on their end, what to say when you are at fault, and what to say when you're too swamped to respond. So we've done all of these things so that we can think about all of these scenarios so that you don't have to. And it's super natural and super normal to have these type of scenarios because when you're in business, uh, especially with like customer service, these things pop up and it's not a big deal and there's always a solution for everything. Next, I wanted to show you guys some extra promotional tools that you can use when you start gathering those customers on Faire. You guys can actually email your customers on Faire, like a mass email. And this is quite different from Etsy, whereas with Etsy, you don't really have that access to directly email your customers. Sometimes having subscribers and a large fan base can help your brand grow. And this is actually a really interesting way for Faire to differentiate themselves from other print-on-demand platforms. And of course, Faire also has the ability to set up discounts. So these are awesome promotional discounts that you can do and offer to your customers in your store, whether it's promoting your store with a 10% store-wide sale, maybe a 15% store-wide sale. And it can align with the holidays. Maybe you're doing this for 4th of July or Christmas is around the corner and you kind of want to give your store that extra edge. Promotions can do a really awesome job increasing your sales. And this is also, lastly, a really interesting method is automating reminders, which are these reminders to your customers, like, hey, don't forget about me, or do you want to order again? Things like that. So I'm actually going to go into my test account that I made, and this is what the brand portal looks like for marketing. So as I've talked about, these are the email campaigns, which you can send a one-off email campaign. This is super interesting. If you've ever had any email experience, this will be a breeze. If you've never had any email experience, this is also a breeze because all you really have to do is you create a campaign. And I would highly advise for you guys to hold off on this until you gather a larger customer base. Unless you have, let's say, 5 or more customers, this isn't really necessary just yet. So what you would do is create a campaign. So I've already created one as a test campaign. So let's take a look at this. You would select your recipients, enter a subject line, and then design your email. They've already made this super easy by having templates on the right-hand side of the screen. So whether your intention is an announcement or maybe a new product that you want to talk about, you can choose the different templates that look like this. Or perhaps you just want to have a simple announcement. Sometimes really simple emails can be very impactful just because the customer is really focused on what you're saying as well as the picture. And then after that, you are going to just schedule your email out and you are good to go. Don't save. Okay, so I'm going to backtrack here. I'm just going to click on marketing. Okay, so another really fun marketing tool, if you don't have a lot of customers yet, please just focus on creating promotions. So you can create a promotion such as this test one that I've created. Summer Market 22 is just the test name that I have created for it. So this is 5% off orders $50 and up. And this is in line with their summer market event sale that they're doing from July 18 to July 22. So this is what's scheduled. And another thing is if you guys do have a Shopify store, you can also download this widget and then embed this onto the store. I know that's a little bit, next level, but as a member of the mastermind group, like this is something that you could consider in the future if you want to add wholesale onto your Shopify, onto your website. And then automations is you send an email to your customers and an automated reminder to nudge them to order. So this doesn't say anything because this is my test account, but when you do get customers, they're gonna show up in here, and then you can just set up a reminder, whether it's weekly or monthly, to remind them to order again. And I'm sure you can do that in a customized fashion. Okay, you guys, I'm going to go back to the slide here. So again, we have talked about in this slideshow the different methods that you can sign up, whether you're signing up as a shop or a brand. I would consider signing up as a Faire shopping account, just so that you have the ability to go in and take a look at what other people are doing on here. So let's say mugs. It's always really good to see what other people are doing, just so you know what's trending. If it says top shop, that's a really good indicator that their shop is working and other people love it. This also gives us an indication of like what type of designs to do. I would highly stay away from things like this. They can only sell for so long. If you don't have a license to sell under Pokemon or Disney or any of that, highly advised to stay away from that. So Faire is a very, they're trying to be very crafty and very aesthetic. So a lot of their products, such as Plant Lady, crocheting, that can do really well on this platform, and it's super fun. Also, don't forget about creating listings such as this, which are just like preview listings of what customers can buy. So you don't have to just have your design on the actual product. You can just create listings to let customers know that you sell print-on-demand products that they can put their design on. So that's also a really great option. So this is super fun because having a shopping account on Faire can give you insight as to what Faire is doing as far as promotional marketing campaigns are doing, as well as what the top shops are doing as well. And oftentimes the top shops on here are the best selling shops that are doing well on Etsy and Amazon, and they have expanded their business onto Faire. Okay, you guys, we are gonna wrap up here. If you have any questions, this is the time for the question and answer section of the webinar. And I would be super happy to help answer any questions that you guys have, or possibly do a one-on-one with you in our team inbox. So if you have any questions, I'm going to wait just a couple more minutes, and you are more than welcome to ask that right now. And I know many of you are in the process of applying to Faire, and I'm really excited for you because this can be, just one of the print-on-demand platforms that you sell on. Definitely still sell on Etsy and Amazon. This is just another opportunity to expand your product line. And please also just keep in mind, if you have different Etsy shops, to not place different Etsy shops in your Faire account. For example, with Mugsby, if I had the Etsy shop Mugsby and I had the Etsy shop, let's say Self-Care Tribe, I only want to place items from Mugsby's Etsy, inside of Mugsby's Faire. So I don't want any other Etsy shop item from by Self-Care Tribe inside of this shop. And that's the same way on Etsy. Says no questions yet. Great explanation. Thank you so much, Jen. And these are really interesting designs. I'm curious, do you guys design your own mugs, or have any of you actually hired a designer? If you haven't already hired someone to automate the process or create a bulk system for the process, that might be something that we are working on presenting to you guys in the near future with one of our case studies. I won't talk about it too much, but since time is of the essence, a lot of us have other obligations, family, events. Maybe you have a 9-to-5 job. Having an automation for these processes, like creating the designs and uploading, can make things so much easier, and we might be talking about that in future case studies because that is one of the ways to become more of a mastermind with the low-hanging system. Instead of just uploading one by one, you're going to want to take yourself out of the process, and you're then going to want to end up outsourcing all of those actions out. Joan says only her own designs so far. And then Laura says, I have been doing my own designs. Okay, that's awesome, you guys. It's actually really awesome that you have been doing your own designs, because you want to have the foundation of what's working, because when you do end up outsourcing these designs out and talking to your virtual assistants, you're going to want to be in the know of how to do every single process. So by doing this yourself now, you're setting yourself up for success, because then you'll know the system and process of what the actual VA in the future is going to be doing. I hope that makes sense, you guys. Please let me know if it doesn't. And we might be adding that as a future case study. All right, friends, I think that is it for today. If you have any last burning questions, please let me know. And I think this is a really funny mug. I completely love all of this and print on demand, and I had a really fun time talking about this with you guys. And I think that is it. We're just gonna wrap this up, and we will see each other again in the next case study for next month. If you have any questions, please reach out to rachelreports@gmail.com. And I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. Keep on selling and keep on being amazing.